There's a thief in your life, silent and insidious, draining your energy, eroding your confidence, chaining you to a cycle you can't name. You feel it, the exhaustion that lingers, the motivation that slips through your fingers, the sense of being trapped in a life smaller than your destiny. What if I told you this isn't fate, but a single habit, hiding in plain sight, sapping your power while the world calls it harmless? Society whispers it's normal, natural, even healthy, but the greatest minds of history, the Stoics, the warriors, the visionaries, saw through the lie. They understood the cost of unchecked desire, the price of pleasure over purpose, and they mastered the secret to true freedom. This isn't just about a habit. It is about reclaiming the man you were born to be, unshakable, unstoppable, in command of your soul. Stay with me, because after this, you'll never see this thief the same way again. The Stoics' wisdom, ancient and unrelenting, is about to ignite a fire in your chest, a fire that burns away weakness and forges power. Are you ready to break free? Let's name the problem, raw and unfiltered. A habit so common it's dismissed, so seductive it's embraced, yet so destructive it's keeping you from greatness. You felt its shadow, the guilt that creeps in after you indulge, the hollow ache that follows, the fog that clouds your drive. It's not just a moment of weakness, it's a chain, binding you to a cycle of fleeting pleasure and lasting regret. Science confirms what the ancients knew. Each time you give in, your brain floods with dopamine, the siren song of instant gratification. It feels like a reward, but it's a trap. The more you chase that rush, the more your mind craves quick, empty highs, leaving you drained, unmotivated, weak. Your ambition withers, your goals fade, because your brain's already cashed its check without you achieving anything real. The Stoics saw this long before microscopes and brain scans. They warned against the slavery of base desires, the danger of letting pleasure rule your will. This habit isn't harmless, it's a thief, stealing your clarity, your strength, your potential, one indulgence at a time. Every time you give in, you reinforce a mindset of surrender, whispering to yourself, "I need this," when in truth, it's mastering you. But there's a way out, a path to break the cycle and reclaim your power. The Stoics didn't just diagnose the problem, they forged a solution, a blueprint for freedom carved from discipline and purpose. Seneca, the philosopher whose words cut like steel, wrote, "No man is free who is a slave to his body." Every indulgence is a chain, a vote for weakness over will. When you let this habit control you, you're not just losing energy, you're losing yourself, handing your power to a fleeting urge. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who ruled an empire while mastering his soul, believed in taming desires, not serving them. He knew a man ruled by impulses could never be free, that the pursuit of instant gratification builds a prison, not a life. The great men of history, warriors, emperors, thinkers, shared one trait. They didn't let urges dictate their path. They harnessed their energy, channeled it into conquest, creation, legacy. While others drowned in pleasure, they built empires. Not because they were superhuman, but because they were disciplined. They understood that true fulfillment comes not from chasing highs, but from mastering the self. This is the truth modern society buries under noise and distraction. Your potential is bleeding out, and the thief is a habit you've been told to ignore. So how do you break free? How do you shatter the chains and reclaim the power that's yours? The Stoics offer 3 principles, timeless and unflinching, to guide you to mastery. First, self-discipline, the cornerstone of freedom. Epictetus said, "No man is truly free who is not master of himself." The moment you choose to resist this habit, you begin to forge a stronger mind. Discipline isn't about denial. It's about choosing what matters over what's easy. Each time you say no to the urge, you build mental muscle, a toughness that grows with every refusal. The habit's grip weakens, not because you're fighting it, but because you're outgrowing it. You're training your soul to value purpose over pleasure, to seek growth over escape. This is where power begins, not in grand gestures, but in the quiet victories of saying no when every fiber of you screams yes. Second, find your purpose, a fire greater than fleeting desire. The Stoics believed a life without meaning is a life wasted, and this habit thrives in the void of direction. Men fall into its trap when they have nothing bigger to chase. No mission, no vision, no legacy. If your days are filled with building something real, a business, a skill, a dream, do you have time for empty indulgence? Purpose is the antidote, a force that fills the space this habit occupies. Replace the urge with action that lights your soul. Create, strive, conquer. When your energy flows towards something that matters, the pull of instant gratification fades, not because you've banished it, but because you've found something worth more. Purpose doesn't just distract you, it transforms you, turning restless hunger into relentless drive. Third, transmutation, the alchemy of power. The ancients knew a secret modern men forget. Your sexual energy is your life force, the raw fuel of creation, ambition, greatness. When you waste it on fleeting pleasure, you scatter your potential to the wind. But when you redirect it, channel it into your work, your art, your mission, it becomes a force that moves mountains. Nikola Tesla, a mind that reshaped the world, chose celibacy not out of denial, but out of mastery, knowing that energy harnessed could fuel genius. The Stoics preach this too. Don't squander your vitality. Use it to build, to create, to dominate. Transmutation isn't suppression, it's transformation, turning raw desire into disciplined power. Every time you resist the urge, you're not just saying no. You're redirecting a current, fueling your ambition, sharpening your focus, forging a man who doesn't just live, but commands. Imagine this: waking up each morning with a fire in your chest, a clarity so sharp it cuts through doubt. No guilt, no weakness, just pure, unstoppable energy coursing through you. Your confidence is unshakable, not because you've convinced yourself, but because you've reclaimed your mind. Your testosterone surges, your focus narrows, your drive to achieve becomes a force no one can ignore. This is what happens when you break free from the thief. Science confirms it. Abstaining from this habit boosts your vitality, sharpens your mental edge, reignites your ambition. But the Stoics went deeper. They saw this as freedom itself, the liberation of a man who answers to no urge, no craving, no fleeting high. This isn't just about quitting a habit, it's about becoming the man you were meant to be. A force of will, a master of self, a ruler of your own soul. The choice is yours, stark and unyielding. Stay trapped in the cycle, letting this silent thief steal your potential or rise above it, claiming the power that's always been yours. Every great man in history, every warrior, every emperor, every visionary chose mastery over indulgence. They didn't conquer the world by serving their desires. They conquered themselves first and the world followed. Will you keep letting this habit drain you, or will you forge a new path? This is your challenge, your moment to decide. Remain a prisoner or become a king. If you're ready to break free, to reclaim your energy, to live like a Stoic who bends life to his will, comment, "I choose mastery." Subscribe if you're done with weakness, ready to become the man who doesn't just survive, but dominates. Your journey to self-mastery starts now. Who will you be when you've left the thief behind? Step into that power and let the world feel your weight.